Disclaimer. This video exists for the purposes of entertainment, education, and theory rebuttal. This video is not an attack on the creator of the theory, nor will it, unless otherwise stated, address the theory creator personally. Instead, the creator's name in this video will be used as either a name to address the theory by, or to address the assumed mindset of the creator at the time of this video's creation. Unless there is substantial evidence, it is not assumed the creator still stands behind the video in question. If you harass or witch hunt anyone involved with this video, I will personally disown you. Thank you. Anyone remember back when I did that enormous two-parter on Blame It on Jorge's top 15 Mario theories, and he brought up the Bowser and King Boo theory? What if we tossed King Boo in the garbage and made things a little more personal? Welcome to a theory presented by YouTuber Dr.Wily. No, not that Dr.Wily. Wily is a YouTuber that specializes in speculative videos of all different types, all about video games. The videos I'm interested in, though, are his theory videos, and boy is today's a doozy. We're talking about how Bowser may be controlled by Kamek. Without further ado, we're jumping right in. Let's go.
In all the Mario games that we have seen so far, Bowser has at least died a couple of times or got wounded beyond recovery.
Then.
Okay, let's go over each of these examples one by one. I can give you this one, actually. He falls into lava. In New Super Mario Bros., lava is shown to be able to kill Bowser, plain and simple. Or is it? Keep that in the back of your mind for a second, kids. I don't buy this one. We don't know how far the fall was, or if it possibly would be enough to kill him. He could have just been knocked out or something. We have no proof to say that should have killed him. This one is Super Mario Galaxy. Anyone that knows anything about Super Mario Galaxy's ending should be able to see what's wrong here. The universe collapses in on itself and resets anyone? This one is a little bit iffier, but still perfectly explainable. This supposed death comes from Super Mario 3D Land, where Bowser's bridge collapses underneath his feet and sends him plummeting a ridiculous distance into the lava below. You could even argue that this death is what allows him to transform into Dry Bowser to kidnap Luigi in the post-game. The only snag is that Bowser actually shows up during the credits. Directly after saving Peach, Mario takes off with her in his Tanuki suit, and Bowser can be seen on top of a stack of Goombas trying and failing to grab Peach out of Mario's hands. Remember when I was talking about Bowser being shown to die in lava, then immediately questioned it and told you to keep it in the back of your mind? This is where that comes back into play. This allows us to now question other times Bowser's fallen in lava, then immediately shown back up without the help of Kamek. After all, Kamek was nowhere to be seen in Super Mario 3D Land, if you want to play that card. The absolute biggest of these examples is this game's own sequel, Super Mario 3D World. In fights where Bowser is seen with a super sick-looking car, he falls straight down into a sea of lava when defeated. Even so, he still keeps showing up, even with no sign of Kamek in sight in the entire game. Even if you do want to say Kamek could have still been standing behind the scenes to revive Bowser, it doesn't actually really matter to the rest of the theory at hand. The main point is not Kamek reviving Bowser. The main point is far worse. What I've been doing thus far is arguing probably faulty logic. There. Montage done. Roll the next point, please.
You know what they say? Chili today, hot tomorrow. They say that.
But there's something wrong here. As we have seen, Bowser dies again and again, but keeps returning from the grave. He never gets tired of it and keeps fighting Mario without end. It's like he's forced to do it.
Woo! It's a bunch of conspiratorial crap that doesn't consider the fact that Bowser is stubborn as heck and persistent to a fault. A big fault. Seriously, these could just be Bowser's personality traits at play here. Hypothetically, he's gotten to the point where he doesn't care about death because he knows he can just get right back up again. Death means nothing to him in the face of so many of them. He keeps going because he knows he can and theorizes that eventually Mario can't. Certainly more reasonable than what Wily's gonna come up with.
And that's where things get interesting, since we also don't see his parents. Bowser's first chronological appearance is as a baby in Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. His mom and dad are nowhere to be found, and by the looks of it, Kamek takes care of him and acts as a parent, which is a bit odd. Why is he raised by his own advisor? Is there more behind this? Since it seems like Kamek plays a bigger role in this than we might think.
There could be a million explanations that don't involve Kamek controlling Bowser. Bowser's parents could be dead, and Kamek came to be in charge of Bowser as advisor to the king. This is only one explanation, but I'm sure you can think of more on your own, right? It's not all that hard.
What if Bowser is just a puppet that plays the role of evil king, that wants to take over everything, but someone else makes the decisions? This person might be Kamek. Aside from the powers I mentioned before, he also has unique powers to himself. He's capable of psychic powers such as brainwashing, foreseeing events in the future, and manipulating objects with his mind. These he does without using his scepter, although he does utilize a crystal ball sometimes.
Nice job not explaining where you got any of this crap from, Wily. You really like to make other people do your legwork for you, huh? Somebody read the powers and abilities section of the Mario Wiki without looking into things for himself? Let's go through all 3 points together, shall we? This point mostly comes from Tetris Attack, where Kamek and Bowser put a curse on Yoshi's Island to brainwash its inhabitants to serve Bowser, and a bit from Mario & Luigi Paper Jam, where Paper Kamek is able to brainwash a Wiggler into attacking Mario, Luigi, and Paper Mario. I can accept this point, though not at all without his wand. Only with a crystal ball. Who even knows if that's a power of Kamek's or a power of the crystal ball used to perform said action? I'll be completely honest, I have no idea where this one came from, especially as far as the without his wand point is concerned. I could find no actual significant instances of this whatsoever, and I'm not about to scour every single second Kamek's ever appeared in anything just to find it. What's the lesson of the day here? Take everything you see on the Mario Wiki with a grain of salt, especially if it's as bold a statement as the crud shoved into Kamek's powers and abilities section. Always confirm your information with the actual games. End of story, moving on.
So, could it be that he brainwashed Bowser and made him his puppet? The one acting as the leader, but Kamek is actually in charge. His role in the Koopa Troop has always been a bit uncertain, and the same goes for his motives. This is actually surprisingly fitting. He raised Bowser, so he could have brainwashed him from a young age, which would have made it easier as well. There are even signs for this in the games themselves, since in 2 instances, when Bowser was a baby, he attacked Kamek for waking him up from his sleep. So he was very out of control as a kid, but these were the only known times Bowser has ever attacked Kamek, and once he grew into an adult, Bowser started respecting him.
We're coming back to this later. Trust me, you know I like to save the big points for last.
This could be a clear sign that somewhere between that time, something major happened. It could be that he became older and wiser. However, we can still see that Bowser is extremely aggressive, mean, angry, and out of control in some games. So, that's debatable.
Except that Bowser actually treats his minions really well. Bowser's Inside Story is a good example of this, especially Bowser's merciful behavior towards Goop, Paraplog, and Guy, even after they betray him. But it's been widely shown that even despite their fear of his temper, Bowser's minions actually really like him. There's also a fact that was just established in this video. Kamek raised Bowser. It doesn't matter if Bowser attacked Kamek a couple times as a baby. Every kid has their bratty phase after all, and Bowser's certain to be catastrophic considering who he is. It's not that dramatic a shift, though, to think he might have changed his attitude toward Kamek since then.
However, it could also be that he created Bowser himself. We have never seen his parents, and we know that Kamek can make creatures out of nothing. So maybe he also created Bowser so that he has a puppet to control and use. And every time he dies, a new copy takes his place.
You do realize that Kamek's not the only one responsible for reviving Bowser, right? Who revives Bowser in New Super Mario Bros. 2? The Koopalings. I think I'm done here.
Besides that, Kamek isn't stupid. He's actually really smart. It would seem that Kamek is academic, as the board that he owns in Mario Party DS is a library, and he also knows a lot about technology.
Excuse me, what? My good gracious, this is the one video where the Mario Wiki is actually gonna give me a conniption. So, the Mario Wiki attributes this whole Kamek is good at technology point to 2 separate instances. The first is Yoshi's Island DS, saying that he supposedly built the apparent time travel device he and Bowser utilize in the game. The thing about this point is that a time travel device is never stated to exist, and it's actually far, far, far more likely that the time travel was a result of Kamek's magic rather than a time machine. Then there's the second point, which comes from the Club Nintendo comics. I don't care who you are, the Club Nintendo comics are not a valid canonical source of information. If they were, I think we'd be seeing a lot more of Dr. Light in the Mario series. Case in point, this statement is far from truthful. Not that Wily actually does anything with this statement anyway, he just pointlessly brings both it and the Kamek's library point up in passing, only to never tie it into anything. Good job, Wily. Masterful theory crafting over here.
So, he could certainly come up with a plan like this. But the question is, why would he do that? Kamek could also just become the leader himself, and then there's no Bowser needed. Well, Bowser is a strong role model. He's big, mean, and dangerous looking. This is way better for a kingdom like the Koopa Kingdom. The people would probably not accept someone like Kamek as their leader. He's just a tiny guy that doesn't have a lot of confidence. So a big, impressive looking monster would be perfect to control and use, while still working towards his own goals.
Really? Really? This is your point? Sure, Kamek doesn't have a lot of self-confidence. That's why he practically leads the Koopa troop by himself when Bowser is a baby. That's why he continues taking an active role in Bowser's schemes time and time again. His most notable present-time appearances where this rings true being Paper Mario Sticker Star and Color Splash. Kamek is sadistic, cunning, and mean. Even when he's letting others do the work for him, he's right at the forefront, boosting his allies and giving them the upper hand in any situation. He's not some pitiful coward that hides in the corner and waits for things to magically go his way. He's active, and he's dangerous. As a whole, this point is really, really stupid, even on the other side of things. You have no evidence to say that the Koopa Kingdom wouldn't accept a leader like Kamek. Kamek is able to order around Bowser's minions as if they were his own. Sure, that might be tied to his connection with Bowser, but you don't think there's anything else to that? Even if he wouldn't be well liked as king, though, who's to say he would even care? Kamek is the most powerful Magikoopa in existence. He could stop any uprising with a wave of his magic wand. Kamek could absolutely rule the Koopa Kingdom with an iron fist if he wanted to, and you saying he couldn't is an insult to Kamek himself.
It would also be much safer for him, since he's not the main target.
Yes, Bowser is typically the main target whenever he kidnaps the princesses or does some other evil thing in the Mushroom Kingdom, but it's not like Kamek does anything to make himself any less of a target. In all of his major appearances, he's actively using his magic to either help his allies or even to directly attack his foes. In several appearances, Kamek gets his own trouncing by the end of it all. He's not hiding behind Bowser. He's actively helping Bowser, no matter how much of a target it makes him.
But overall, we can see that Bowser's main goal is taking over the Mushroom Kingdom and getting Princess Peach. So does this mean that Kamek wants to achieve this as well, since he controls Bowser? But why does he want all of this? Well, if you look at any version of the Koopa Kingdom in the games, then you can see that it's usually a wasteland. There's lava everywhere, filled with mountains, and the ground is dry like the desert. Not really the best place to live. The Mushroom Kingdom, however, looks way better. It's lush and green, filled with everything you would ever need. So that's already a great reason for conquering the land. It's just better.
No one has a really clear idea of what the Koopa Kingdom looks like as a whole. There could be more to it than just the desolate wastelands we see Bowser's castles in, and that's even going off the assumption that Bowser builds every single one of his castles in his own kingdom. Spoiler alert, that's not true in the slightest. He has castles that are built to fly, like the ones in Superstar Saga and Paper Mario 64. Speaking of the one in Paper Mario 64, that one was actually nestled right underneath Peach's castle before it took off. One really notable example of a Bowser castle built outside Bowser's kingdom, though, is his castle in the Sprixie Kingdom in Super Mario 3D World, which, surprise surprise, has a lava motif to it. The lava motif also persists to his takeover of Peach's castle in New Super Mario Bros. U, where the entire land surrounding Peach's castle is turned into one of Bowser's signature lava-filled wastelands. See what I'm getting at here?
And they're evil after all, so of course they have the dream of taking over the world. Classic. But why Peach then? Why would Kamek make Bowser kidnap her each time? It doesn't seem logical. Well, a king needs a queen, right? So maybe Kamek wants to create the ultimate kingdom and that's why he needs Peach. But I have to say, Kamek could also create a queen if he really wants one. However, there's more to it than only that. It's also a smart move on his end if he wants to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. If there is no leader, then the land is in chaos. All of a sudden, other people need to make choices. This makes it way easier to take over the kingdom, so that could also be a reason.
You know what else would throw the land into chaos and force other people to make choices? Getting rid of Peach in any other way, period. And now's where I'm going to throw the first big wrench into this theory. If Kamek really wanted the Mushroom Kingdom, why insist on doing it this way? As has been thoroughly established, Kamek's no idiot. Why would he keep throwing the same plan at the wall time and time again just to see if it would stick, only for it to fail every single time? It makes absolutely no sense when he could just change tactics off Peach and slip Bowser onto the Mushroom Kingdom throne free of charge. He can certainly get close enough to the princess after all. Why does he keep insisting on having Bowser kidnap her and try to marry her? Answer: he doesn't. The true answer is that Bowser has a massive crush on Peach and wants to force her into marrying him. Paper Mario, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Paper Mario, and Super Mario Odyssey tell troves about his love for Princess Peach. Oh, wait, this video came out before Odyssey? Whoops. Even so, this is a fact that can't be denied. I can't believe so many people choose to overlook this fact and take it for granted when it's been sitting right in front of our faces this entire time. Shameful.
But what about the Koopalings and Bowser Jr.? What is their role in all of this? Well, they could also be created by Kamek, since he can create creatures with magic after all. Also, every army needs commanders, and Bowser Jr. would fit in the entire perfect kingdom idea.
But why make the commanders children? Sure, you could argue that not all of them are children. Theoretically, maybe. But come on! Lemmy Koopa, created to be a military commander? You've got to be kidding me.
But maybe they don't even know that Kamek influences and maybe even controls Bowser, since they all follow him and don't question a lot of things.
How many skeptical Bowser minions have we seen over the course of the Mario series? Way too freaking many. Bowser's minions know exactly what kind of person Bowser is. They know and acknowledge his flaws, but choose to serve him anyway. There's evidence to this in several places, showing they don't just blindly follow him without question. They follow out of respect for their leader, and maybe sometimes just a bit of fear. Or a lot of fear. Some fear. Maybe. I know that's not really the point here, but I thought I should bring that up just to cover my bases.
So it kind of depends. It at least looks like Kamek has different motives than we all thought. He has been here since the beginning and raised Bowser himself, and over time Bowser's behavior changed. So who knows, he could be controlling it all. He's certainly able to do so, and powerful enough.
But not powerful enough to just rule the kingdom himself, apparently. This is where I'm stopping this, but I'm not done yet. Oh no, I still have the last and final point I've been saving for this juicy ending bit, and this big boy is a great big hammer to the face of this theory because somebody found it fit to read the Mario Wiki for his points, but not fit enough to read ahead to the next freaking 2 sentences. In 2 instances, when Bowser was a baby, he attacked Kamek for waking him up from his sleep. These were the only known times Bowser has ever attacked Kamek, and once he grew into an adult, Bowser has respected Kamek since then, not attacking Kamek, although he does once accidentally knock the latter away after he's turned giant. He is also shown to betray Bowser, as seen in Mario Party Advance, because he was being unfair, though he forgave him later. In the Mario and Luigi series, Bowser has been shown to sometimes be impatient with Kamek, and will, albeit very rarely, ignore his advice and simply call him Minion, which often leaves Kamek annoyed and make a snarky remark. The Mario Party Advance point is the most especially intriguing point. This is a full-on disagreement between Bowser and Kamek that results in Kamek defecting from the Koopa Kingdom for a short period. This would not have happened if Kamek was in control of Bowser, thereby proving that Kamek doesn't control Bowser. Bowser is his own being that is fully capable of defying Kamek and doing whatever the heck he wants. End of story. This theory actually felt really awkward and disjointed. There were a lot of random thoughts being thrown up in the air, and nothing really felt tied up all that nicely. It also didn't feel like this theory was very well put together. When I can get you straight up quoting the Mario Wiki, you should know you done goofed. Above all, though, was the amount of unanswered maybes I heard over the course of this theory. There was no one direction this theory seemed to be going. Instead, it seemed to want to take every possible route it could and stretched itself way too thin. Oftentimes, things that try to be everything end up being nothing at all. Remember that. Wait, how did Bowser survive in Super Mario 3D Land if Kamek wasn't around to...